So do you believe that there is a north and south divide, and what is it like being from down the south?
I wouldn't like to say that there is a north-south divide, but unfortunately I think as I'm growing older I'm beginning to realise how many differences there are between the north of this country and the south of this country. I mean, because I've grown up within the south, and before I was more centralised to, if I was moving about anywhere or travelling anywhere, it would all be within the southern region, that I probably didn't know a lot about north, and I was quite, I don't know how to say, naive about how I felt, because I just naturally assumed there might have been subtle differences, but not differences on the levels that I was expecting. I mean, I didn't fully understand what it was like up north until I've been getting older and been travelling to different places up north and beginning to realise there is differences. I mean, you've obviously got the dialects different, the accents, but it's also the opportunities. I mean, I think what I'm finding interesting is I didn't think that the area I grew up in was very privileged, because I didn't grow up in a necessarily posh area or privileged, but when I compare where I was living to other parts of the country, I do start to begin to realise that there are parts, especially within northern regions, that have actually got, you know, deprived areas or areas which are low of wealth. And I think something does need to be done about that, because in a way we need to be treating ourselves more like as one country, rather than it being targeted towards one part of the country getting all the money. Or I think there does need to be a bit more of a spread, because I don't quite see how someone who is in a similar position to me, and based off of where they are currently living, how that affects their chances as to what jobs they could get, what opportunities or what sort of income they could be getting in. But it's also interesting when people describe the South as a very rich area of the UK, when I wouldn't say all of the South is. It's not, I wouldn't say it's as simple as that. I think you've got pockets of the South that are very rich, but then you've also got some of them that are quite similar to parts of the North as well. So it's interesting, because I think a lot of this divide as well is by us not completely understanding and communicating with each other to realise that it's not necessarily an issue of South versus North. Maybe it's an issue of we need to be distributing the level of wealth across the country, rather than just having pockets so everyone has equal opportunities.